Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, I thank you for your time and watching my videos. Hopefully you'll find them informative, and when you make your book purchases, you will use my reviews as a guide to what you should buy next. I have two very interesting books here. The one is by an author that I've reviewed many times, either solo or with a co-author, and that happens to be James Patterson. But this time, another author has their name above his, and that is Dolly Parton and James Patterson have written Run, Rose, Run. And this is published by Little Brown, and it retails for $38. One day on Jeopardy, a trivia question might be, name an author James Patterson hasn't written with. He has certainly had quite the stable of authors. Most recently, he's had books with former President Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and I'm sure there will be some other celebrities who will be co-writing with him. But this book, one might say, oh, well, what kind of book are they going to do? Actually, Run, Rose, Run is an excellent book. Now, I don't know how much Dolly Parton actually wrote of the book, but let's just say it is on par with any of the other James Patterson books that he has co-authored. It's a standalone book. It might be the first in a series, who knows, because it's sold well, it's been in the top 10, and anything James Patterson touches really turns to gold. So this book is about Annie Lee Keyes. She's a young girl and she wants a career in music. So she comes to Nashville with not much money. In fact, she almost has nothing. And she goes to a bar called Cat's Paw. And she tells the bartender that she'd like to sing sing for her food, sing for her supper, sing for anything. She doesn't have a guitar, so the owner says, okay, go ahead. So he lets her borrow the guitar, and she plays, and she impresses people. And there's also a man in the bar called Ethan Keyes, and he's a former war veteran, but now he's a session player in Nashville on recordings. So anyways, he talks to Ruthanna Ryder, and she is the queen of country music. Now, sort of you figure, well, it's sort of channeling Dolly Parton, but this Ruthanna Ryder has stepped back from the music scene. She's not recording as much, and she hears of Annie Lee Keyes, and she sees her, and she thinks she could be the next best thing. Now, there's interesting parts to the book because someone has been following Annie Lee Keyes. In fact, they're intimidating her, and they rough her up. So the question is, who are these people? Is it part of the music industry or something more sinister from her past? So as we find out, she she meets quite a few executives, and everybody wants to take advantage of her. She's young, she's naive, but she's also streetwise, and she does not mind speaking her mind and letting people know if she's uncomfortable with what they're saying. So the book progresses very nicely. Ethan and Annie Lee form a very strong bond, and there's definitely an attraction there between the two of them. But as we find out, there are some interesting plot twists where these people, somebody else comes after her, and her and Ethan, their lives are actually in danger. Now, Ruthanna Ryder still wants to see that Annie Lee gets her, moment in the sun, more than 15 minutes of fame. So the book in many ways talks about fame, fortune, how it's fleeting, how it can come, how it can go. And at one point, Annie Lee Keyes just wants to leave it all behind. She fears she's been taken advantage of, and she has been by many people in the industry. But Ethan and Ruthanna and Annie Lee form a strong bond. In fact, Annie Lee Keyes and Ruthanna perform a concert together. So anyways, run to your local store to get a copy of Run, Rose, Run, because it is a superior James Patterson and Dolly Parton collaboration. And in fact, she has an album release called Run, Rose, Run that coincides with the release of the book. So it's definitely a very interesting tale, one you will thoroughly enjoy. Now, the second book of note is Infinite by Brian Freeman. This is published by Thomas and Mercer, and it retails for $23.95. The topic of this book is one of my favorite subjects. It talks about parallel universes, where our lives are different. We're living different lives. Supposedly, there are theories that we live on alternate worlds. We've made different changes, live with different families. And I like this book because it's definitely a page turner. It's one that I really had trouble putting down. But Brian Freeman is noted for his superior mystery fiction as well. It revolves around the life of Dylan Moran and his wife Carly. The two of them have sort of had a falling out. Carly cheated, and so she's trying to make amends, and he's trying to forgive her. So they're on the road, and there's an accident, and there's a flood, and the car goes into the river. Now Dylan gets out of the car, and the car sinks. So he wants to get to his wife because she's trapped in the car. And as he does, he looks across and he sees someone standing on the other side of the river, and it looks like it's him, like it's his doppelganger. But he can't save his wife. She dies, and he lives with a lot of guilt. Now he goes, he works at a Chicago hotel. He's a special events manager there, and he works with a girl by the name of Ty Ragosa. And they get along well. She sort of has a crush on him, but he hears that Dr. Eve Breyer is coming to the hotel. She's a lecturer and an expert on parallel universes, so he wants to talk to her about the potential for a parallel universe. So as we find out, she tells him to, jump into another universe, and she helps him. And as we also discover on the parallel universes, there is a duplicate of Dylan Moran who's killing women who resemble his dead wife Carly. So he's been charged, he's running from the police, and everywhere he goes, the doppelganger killer is out there killing women, like I said, who resemble his late wife. And so it's a question of, can he stop this man? And on one of the universes, he met Carly years ago. They never married, but he's married to Ty Ragosa, who he works with in the Chicago hotel special events manager job. So it's really a book that jumps from, universe to universe, and it's action at its finest. You will truly have a problem putting this book down, as I said. But then again, I love books on parallel universes, so I'm a little biased there. But still, I'm sure you will agree with me that it is a book with infinite possibilities, and it's definitely one that with a sort of surprise ending too. You won't think it will turn out this way, and I'm not going to tell you how it turned out. But let's just say there's a surprise or two at the end. And the book is also about choices we make. One simple choice we make changes our life forever, as we find out in this world and possibly in parallel worlds. So those are the two books I wanted to bring to your attention this week. Run, Rose, Run and Infinite. Definitely two books that you should seriously consider purchasing. So I welcome your feedback about these books if you do purchase them. Am I right? Am I wrong? Who knows? So anyways, I will see you again real soon with two more books. And until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and do stay in touch. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.